My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today we have a special guest. Dimitra Manou is zooming in from LA, but Dimitra is originally from Europe, from Greece specifically, and she has a lot of experience in real estate. She's got a lot of experience in international real estate, and she helps a lot of fund managers and GPs with their investor relations and raising private capital. So Dimitra, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Great to have you as well. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for the intro.
So let's talk a little bit about the investing side of things first. So when you're working on a deal as a, I don't know, how do you do it? Do you work as a co-GP on projects? Do you, that kind of, so what kind of projects, what kind of deals do you like to focus on personally?
Yeah, so personally, I would like to focus on multifamily deals and net lease. Actually, the absolute net lease, which is much easier. And I've done some deals on the residential side, but I don't like it so much. It's too risky, and I don't think you can scale from the residential side. So yeah, I transitioned to multifamily and net lease. And
do you focus on properties in the United States, or do you go international?
Yeah. So we started in Germany because I've immigrated to Germany, like I was for 5 years in Germany. So we started here raising capital as a sweat equity co-GP. And then we transitioned here in the US. And right now, like, we're doing deals since 3 years in the US only.
Okay, very nice. Now, another big part of what you do is you help people who are working with investors, LPs, or people who have funds, GPs on deals, with their investor relations and with raising capital. That's always fascinating. We all need help with that. So tell us a little bit about how you, well, first of all, tell me, how did you get into that? What kind of experience do you bring to that table? And then how do you work with your clients typically?
Yeah. So as I said, we started in Germany, and I started like with one of my friends, which later became my partner. And then we started raising capital in small deals. And I saw one thing that a lot of emerging fund managers had. Like, one problem that they have is that they cannot raise the capital that they need to raise in order to close the deal. And that's happening because they're new to the game, nobody knows them, and they don't have experience, so no track record, and they don't know anybody. Or if they know just one person, but that's not a lot. And yeah, so I thought, okay, I would like to do it first for myself so that I can see the process. And then later on, I would like to help other emerging fund managers do the same thing. And so I started looking into all of those free tools or other tools such as Right Reply, and which is a CRM, but it can also you have a deal flow, and you can speak with other investors. You do some mass outreach messages, but it's not working so much because, especially in the multifamily and commercial, like real estate, you have to be personal. So I transitioned from that, and I went to LinkedIn. And so that helped LinkedIn. But again, when somebody is not seeing you like face to face, it's not so easy. Yeah. So then I've gone to so many networking events, and then it started rolling. So I started going to events in Germany, then in Dubai, where we have a division also in Dubai, and then in the US. And then I said, okay, I will do that as a business now that I have so many contacts, not only common equity, but also preferred equity contacts, debt equity. And then we also have a lot of family offices, sovereign wealth funds, individual investors that we're working with. And so we have so many people that they are in need of deploying capital and allocating capital. So we said, okay, we can marry those two, like people who are looking for capital and people who would like to invest somewhere.
Right.
And so that's the first thing. So it all started as an idea and then later as a networking kind of thing. And since we have the contacts, then we wanted to start something like that. But also what we saw is that most of real estate capital advisors, they just do one thing, connections. But the thing that a lot of emerging fund managers, the problem that they have is not just that they don't have the right connections. It's also that they don't have the right positioning. They don't have they don't present themselves and their fund in a way that it will attract capital. So that's also a thing that we fixed. And we see, okay, you have a deck. Some people, they have a deck. Some others, they don't. Or they just have like a copy-paste ChatGPT kind of deck.
Yeah.
And they maybe have a website, but it's not so professional. So we change all of that. So we are a PR firm, but also investor relations and also placement services and also positioning firm. So we do all of these in just one service.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Wow, that's very complete. So who's kind of like an ideal client for you? Because you're describing people that are, they don't have any experience raising capital. They don't have any experience with a fund. They don't know very many people. It sounds like they don't know what they're doing very well with pitch decks. Yeah. Why are they even in this space in the first place if they're starting from scratch? Like, shouldn't they have some sort of a track record first?
Yeah, most of these people, like, a great question, by the way. Most of these people are like in the age of above 50 years old.
Yeah.
They already had a career somewhere. Yeah. Like it can be media. Most of the times it's media. But other times it's many different careers, veterans, a lot of veterans also. And what they see is, okay, we cannot do anything. We can maybe find a job or we can maybe buy a business or something like that, but we can never have the wealth that our family needs, generational wealth. Okay. So most of the people, they started thinking like that just about like before their career end or after their career end, a lot of retirees, for example. So most of them, they don't have a real estate background.
Right.
And that's also a thing. They don't understand, most of them, real estate, or they don't understand PR and what that's supposed to mean with real estate and positioning. And so they don't really know. And they're looking for somebody who is in that space, in real estate, and knows a bit about capital and about networking kind of thing to show them the way. So that's what I think is most of the times what we saw is people from different other careers. They're coming to
Right.
real estate.
Okay, so you help them and you help them with PR and branding and you revamp their site and you give them a much more effective pitch deck and you help everything look professional. But what happens when they actually speak to a fairly knowledgeable investor or somebody, a high net worth individual or heaven forbid, a family office or, somebody who knows their stuff? That person's going to figure out very, very quickly, hey, this guy is all flash, no substance. Why would they invest with him?
Yeah, that's also a great question, and we've seen that many times. First of all, I would like to add that we're also working with people who would like to raise their second and third fund. So we're not just working with emerging.
Because I'm thinking the newbies are like an absolute nightmare to work with, but
Yeah,
that could be wrong.
yeah. It is right. It is because most of the times they don't understand the value, for example, of the PR, of the positioning. Why should I do that? I just want investors. I just want
Not only that, but they don't even know the language of investing and of real estate and of commercial properties and how to underwrite a deal and all of that kind of. If they're starting from scratch, it's difficult. That's in fact we saw in a few years ago everybody jumping into multifamily, getting involved, raising money, and then that went sideways. A lot of people they lost a lot of people a lot of money, and a lot of them went bankrupt. So. Yeah, I can see that being a challenge for you.
Yeah, it is. It is a very big challenge, and that's why we have steps. And we're pretty much we love to work with people who are not arrogant, so to say.
Yeah,
and they're humble enough to understand the process. Because most of the people they just want to go from zero in 1 month to 1 billion, but that's not gonna happen. There is a process, and if we go through this process, then they're going to have the $1 billion fund, but they just have to have this process first, and then go to be a big fund. So what we do is first strategic calls. That's the first thing that we do. And the second thing is actually we do some kind of role playing. So we say, okay, before we get in the call with the investors, okay, what are your goals? What do you think about that? Like, what would you answer if an investor says that? Because we know all of the questions that the investors ask, and pretty much are the same boring questions every time. So we know each question. And that's the first thing. But the second thing is that we don't connect emerging fund managers with big, like institutional investors or sovereign wealth funds. They cannot talk with each other because they speak a very different language. But what we do is we have brackets and we say, okay, you are just starting out. So you are going to speak with the family office or individual investor who is, let's say, 1 to 5 million net worth kind of thing. So we put people into brackets and we say, okay, you will speak with them, you with them, and you with them. So we have that. And then also when we're starting from zero, we have to fix first the positioning and the presentation of the fund and the person. So either via social media or website, we have to fix their website, their deck, so their whole presentation and positioning first before speaking to anybody.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. So when it comes to getting PR for your clients, what do you find is working best for you these days, Dimitra?
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Podcasts are working great. Are a great thing. I mean, like some years ago, we didn't have podcasts. We had, you could be on TV, but it was very expensive. And it was, you had to have the right connections and the right people. It was so hard. But right now with podcasts, it is making it easier for a lot of people, like most of the people, to go on TV kind of thing. And like, for example, each podcast, they have their own niche. So you have real estate, the other have media, and so that is making things a lot easier these days. Podcasts and also networking events.
So when it comes to podcasts, when you're getting a fund manager, an emerging fund manager on a show, what kind of shows typically work best for them these days?
What do you mean, like real estate related?
I'm not sure. Because I know that a lot of real estate shows attract active real estate investors, but not so much the passive people, not so much the LP.
Okay.
So how do you get your people in front of the right audience via podcast?
Yeah, so we're trying real estate, and if it's, for example, an emerging fund manager who is doing residential kind of related housing, we find residential related podcasts. If someone is doing net lease properties, just net lease properties, we find net lease or commercial podcasts related. So as I said before, like we put people into brackets. We cannot do that in any other way as far as podcast goes, because that's a thing. Passive and active investors are kind of, they're looking at different things, but they are in a similar audience. So if we put them in the commercial ones to the commercial podcast and the residential ones to the residential podcast, so we do
a little bit of a division there.
Yeah.
Awesome, Dimitra. Well, hey, time flies when we're having fun. So I'm sure there's going to be some folks who would like to connect with you and find out more about you and your services. Where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, so that will be either via our website, which is Manou, MANOU Estates, manouestates.com, or my LinkedIn page, which is Dimitra Manou, my first and last name.
Fantastic, Dimitra. Well, hey, thank you very much for being on the show. This has been an interesting conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.